All right, what it is, what it is, what it is. Y'all already know it is. It's one of the hosts, the big boss hog, boss dog K poke through the door. Here to talk this boxing. It's me and that boy Coach B. We back again on the track again. They don't like no, I say that on every video. But it's clutch, baby. We clutched out. You know what we talking about, man. Clutch Factory. Today we talking about a series of events, a series of fights that potentially could happen. And one fight was gonna happen, but it got scratched off. So we finna go right into it. But before we do all that, remember tough times don't last. Good people do. Don't knock yourself caught up in that hotline. And Coach B, let them know what you got going on, man. Let the people know what we got going on. And how you been, man?
What's happening, folks? How y'all been? You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. It's Clutch Factory. We clutched up, we clutched out. And we here to talk that boxing. You know what I'm saying? So just keep rocking with us. We coming. We finna start flipping the script on y'all, as we would say down here in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm talking about? But anyways, like you said, we finna get right into it. Go ahead, Capo. Let's go ahead and cut the throats.
All right, so we're going straight into it. We got L. Spence versus Sebastian Fundora. This was a fight that was supposed to be scheduled for March 29th. Uh, this fight has been rumored to happen for many since last year, right? Um, they were supposed to fight in December, didn't happen. In AT&T Stadium, didn't happen. Supposed to fight January, didn't happen. But they finally get a date on it, March 29th. Supposed to be a big thing, Las Vegas, but ran into a hurdle. The WBO did not sanction and allow Errol Spence to fight for that belt. So that's a deal breaker. The fight is off. So, Coach, passing it to you. What do you feel about this fight being canceled? And what's next for Errol Spence and what's next for Sebastian Fundora? What are their options? Let us know something.
Uh, this was simple. Just look at the ramifications of it. You know, these organizations don't get too much right, but when they do, you got to look at it from a whole. They didn't sanction the fight simply due to a lot of minor reasons, but at the same time accurate reasons. Errol Spence has he's been inactive. He hasn't fought at all at this weight division, and not only that, it's like, come on now, you got other guys in line, and Fundora, he's not gonna give up his belts. So minor reasons, but accurate reasons. I agree with that in the organization for not sanctioning this. Not only that, for Errol Spence, you got to think about it too. He been inactive. The last time we seen him, he took a beat. The last time we seen him, he took a beat down. Respectfully, I don't think he need to come back and get in there with somebody, I don't want to call Fundora elite, but he's a problem. Regardless of what you think of him, how slow he is, how bad his footwork way, he's a problem. He's a problem. He's a steel beam. He long, he got some power, and and he's starting to learn how to utilize his body. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, it's a blessing in disguise for Errol Spence. Errol Spence, his entire career, has done nothing but hop in the ring with top-notch competitors. No tune-ups. Errol Spence needs a tune-up at this weight division and see where he at from there. Now, since the fight's not happening, I think they should continue doing what they're doing. Right, wait for the right fights for both of them. They shouldn't flip it. They shouldn't try to rush and get something extra done or anything. Keep training, keep learning yourselves. For Earl, get back comfortable with yourself and go from there. Wait till the right fight, presents itself.
I respect that. I respect that. I agree. I think that opportunities are endless for both guys, but for Errol, I think he needs to basically take this time to just get a tune-up fight. You at a new weight class coming to 154, get you a nice little touch up, and then depending on how you feel and how you look in that particular fight, you can go straight into the smoke or you can get a tougher test, and then go into the smoke. You know what I mean? For Fundura, I mean, hey, Terrence Crawford. He got a belt, so you can do unification with him, and then fight Murder Zalev. Murder Zalev. That boy a killer, man. I'm telling you, y'all boy sleeping on that man, bro. I slept on him. And I found out the hard way. He sparked Tim Zoo. He sent him back down under. You know what I'm saying? But um, I think there's a lot of opportunities for Fundora. He's growing as a fighter, like Coach pointed out. It just would have been a big hurdle to overcome. You know what I'm saying? And boss, me, I'm not opposed of, any fighter, not going straight into the smoke, but you got to be smart. It's about longevity in this boxing game. And, Errol, his career, you know, he's giving us great fights, but, you know, his body is not upholding up how he wanted to be, and due to the fact that he didn't take the proper test. I mean, risk when he needed to. So hopefully El Spence can come back and fight this year. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is better when he in the sport. Boxing is better when all these fighters are fighting. I'm just gonna keep it real. All the top dudes, top names, when they're fighting, boxing is good. But we're gonna segue off into the next topic. This is Coach's Corner. There's a fight that was supposed to be on that undercard of Sylvester Verdun and Spence. I don't know if it's gonna be on the undercard now, but this fight right here could be a main event. So PBC might make this a main event. I'm talking about Frank Martin versus Edward De Los Santos. You got two guys who coming off losses, two guys coming off layoffs. One is coming off a knockout loss, one is coming off of a decision loss and an injury. So, Coach, is this an exciting fight? And do you feel like this particular fight is a crossroads for each fight? I mean, each fighter. And do you feel like this fight is a main event fight? Let me know something.
Uh, I wouldn't highlight it as a main event type of fight, but it is a exciting and good fight to watch. Simply for some of the things you had mentioned already. Both of them are coming off different type of losses to two different type of elite status, stars in the sport of boxing right now. You got one versus Shakur, and you got the other versus Tank. I'm not looking for too much change in characteristics from each one of these individuals, but I am looking at the mental aspect of it by stating this: which one learned more? Did Frank Martin learn more from Tank, or did De Los Santos learn more from Shakur Stevenson? Because whether you like it or not, how the fights looked, whether you think it was a cherry pick for one fighter, whether you think it was just a track meet for the other, these guys had De Los Santos and Frank Martin had a chance to get in the ring with these two guys. It's more about, what did you learn? How did you learn? Can you implement what you learned to show that, hey, you got that that little twinkle in the sky type of star status? You know what I'm saying? You can watch me when they not on. You know what I'm saying? Boxing needs those fighters. When the best of the best ain't fight, we need those other fighters out there that's, we can say, oh, I'm gonna watch him because he's excited. He may not be elite, but he's an exciting fighter. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the mental aspect of it right here is going to play a big role in who gets this win. Like I say, as far as their characteristics and what they do in the ring, I don't see too much being changed, but I do want to see, the learning curve and how did they grow being matched up against the Shakur Stevenson and the Tank Davis.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's a very intriguing fight. You know what I mean? Very interesting fight. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see, if Frank Martin is able to overcome that knockout loss and what did he learn from it. I'm excited to see what Edward De Los Santos uh, is able to build off of coming off that loss. So, when you fight top talent, you either learn and evolve, or you stay stagnant and decline. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see, you know, where these fighters are if this fight gets made. Now Frank Martin put like a little cryptic message on his Instagram. He said, "I'm back locked in." You know what I mean? So we shall see. This fight may have got made. But let's segue off into the meat and potatoes of the situation. This is a fight that the Bud Buddies and Turkey Al Sheik been wanting. Now, me personally, I watched the fight. Not really a big fan of it, because I respect weight classes. I respect the sport. And I'm not sitting here saying anybody who has a different opinion than mine don't respect the sport. I'm just saying, to me, this is a pointless fight. But you got Canelo Alvarez. He's rumored to fight Terence Crawford. Apparently, they've reached some type of agreement. I don't know how true this is, but they're supposed to fight in September, which don't make sense because Canelo fights on all the Mexican dates. But coach, if this fight goes down, you know what I mean? Just give your insight on the whole incident. Like, do you believe this fight gonna happen at all? Does it make sense to you? And just give us the rundown of the build up if this fight was to go down. The build up to this so called great spectacle. Let us know something.
Uh, to be honest, for the sake of Bud Buddies, I really do hope they get this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been itching, they've been yearning for something, and they think this Canelo fight is the fight of all time for Bud. And I really don't roll with the Bud Buddies too much, but I hope they get it. I hope they really get this fight. Now, do I believe wholeheartedly 100% this fight gonna get made? No, I don't. I feel like it's too much in betweens and it's too much to really even get these two in the same arena. You know what I'm saying? But if it happens though, again, great for the Bud Buddies. Now, Canelo fans, y'all don't have too much to lean on because we already know how the story gonna go. Bud had to go up 3 weight classes. He was a smaller guy. Canelo had the advantage. We know how this gonna roll for the Bud Buddies. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say roll with the punches. Bud Buddies stay trying to roll with the punches, and sometimes they just get caught straight down the pipe. Pause, no freakies in full effect after that. But it is what it is, man. I really do hope they get this fight, and if they do get this fight, good for them. Like I say, Canelo fans, Canelo himself is not too much to lean on. Whether you know what I'm saying. Now, if you lose, you're in trouble. But a win is not going to do too much for Canelo. And then for Bud, we already know what it is. It's just a payday, and he needs something on his resume to say, hey, I'm a shoe in for the Hall of Fame. And he's gonna get there, but he needs a name. You know what I'm saying? Because we go down his resume, he doesn't have the biggest, baddest, toughest resume, but he has been in there with some comp. I'm not gonna take that from him. But at the same time, moving up 3 weight classes, and me personally, I thought he, looked at a whole lot different. He looked at, kind of lethargic at these higher weight classes. I like to see Bud be able to go toe to toe, blow for blow, but moving up, he kind of stagnant and he kind of just there to be hit. I don't like that. He's always been like that, but at the same time, his defensive movement, his defensive judgment was kind of off, in my opinion. Moving up in weight class, but that's another topic for another day. But at the same time, I would watch it, but I wouldn't watch it with like the biggest enlightenment. Like this is what we needed. This is what boxing needed. Because like you asked me earlier, is it pointless? I think it's pointless. I think it's pointless because one guy can get a check off of it and have no real scratch on his name because why he moved up 3 weight classes, he got paid from Canelo and he lost to Canelo if he loses. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a bad loss to have on your record. If you want a loss, you want it to be a Canelo, you want it to be a Tank, you want it to be a Shakur, you want it to be people you want it to be a Usyk, you want it to be people like that. You don't want to have a loss just to say, oh, I lost to this guy and I don't even know why. But again, Crawford would win in this situation. Again, Canelo fans and Canelo himself have not too much to lean on because Crawford ain't gonna bring no money to the table to get Canelo paid. So what are we talking about here? But like I say, it's a chance for the Bud Buddies to actually get behind them and show, what I'm saying, we not undercover Bud Buddies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can be loud and rambunctious with it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all really don't even do that when Bud fight. Y'all only come out after Bud win and say, hey, I've been a fan of Bud, or I've been this. Like, come on now, be a real fan, be a 1,000% fan. But other than that, like I say, if I had to put icing on the cake with this subject, I would just say, y'all know me, Canelo. I think Canelo will win. He should win. That's not even. I think he should win. But at the same time, we'll keep building up and rolling as the story goes along. And if it happens, we're gonna be there every step of the way, letting y'all know how we feel about it.
Y'all know boss stance on this, man. I know a lot of y'all try to come for your boy. A lot of y'all try to think that, you can write paragraphs and I'm not gonna say nothing. But boss don't read all that foolishness. You know, and coach ain't like that either. We separate our feelings from facts. Facts over feelings. We ain't sack chasing no fighters. That's just not what we do. That's not what I do. We ain't sack chasing no type of fighters. We here to just unbiasedly give you an accurate opinion and a factual opinion, right? You know, when you see Terrence Crawford coming from 154 straight to 168 with no acclamation to the weight, he's just coming straight to 168 from 154, and you find a guy who is strong. You're fighting a guy who got 60 something fights. You fighting a guy who got so much pro experience and been a pro since he was 15. This more than he can chew. Terrence Crawford is great. He has all these skills. But people forget that Canelo got skills too. And how you beat Canelo is not by trying to go toe to toe with him and counter him. How you beat Canelo is you be slick or you be like Bivol. You're bigger than him. You utilize your length and your size, and you just never let Canelo get in a rhythm. This particular fight right here is pointless. I done made so many videos pointing this out. I don't really need to do any much more talking about it. Coach just summed it up. He didn't put this topic in a coffin and put dirt on it and concrete over it. It's done. It's finished. Finito. Toe tagged it. But like Coach say, man, if this fight do get made, this is your opportunity, Bud Buddies, to come out and show that you support Terrence Crawford. Coach, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in here right quick. Let's talk about this Turkey Al Sheik movement real quick, just real brief, and we're gonna continue to follow this story as it rolls along too as well. Uh, I don't know what it is, and I personally, I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna be unbiased, right? I don't like it. You got fighters that's been working that, excuse my French, working their ass off for years. You know what I'm saying? Working with these promoters and these other companies. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes the shit slandered. Sometimes the shit is, kind of lopsided. Sometimes the stuff is just off. It's like, why are we doing this and you're not getting us this bread? You're not getting us these matches. And then you got a guy who comes from somewhere, hasn't earned not one lick of dignity and pride in the sport, hasn't coached, hasn't trained, hasn't done anything for the sport of boxing but throw money at it. Bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I'm finna get real political. Some people might not like it. Is this turning him back? Is he trying to move this back into what it is, what it was back in the day? We betting on a bunch of fighters and your fighter win. It's not about the respect for the sport anymore. If you're just gonna throw money at it, you getting these matches for sure, but you getting it off the strength of bread, money, moolah, munya. You know what I'm saying? Guap, cheese. Like I get it, and he making the bigger cut off of it. So what are we doing here? I don't like it. You fighters need to have a little bit more pride and respect and kind of hold it down for yourselves and be like, hey, it's cool and all that you throwing bread, but I've been getting bread. You know what I'm saying? It's only one fighter that done that, and I'm not even gonna bring it up because then y'all gonna say, oh, you this and that about him. So do your research, go find who I'm talking about. But at the same time, I know as fans, we want to see the fights too, but we have a say so on this. We could have been got these fights. We got to get out here as fans and petition for what we want. You know what I'm saying? We got to pound the table. Hey, why y'all not? Fans have a lot to say in this sport. You know what I'm saying? Our hard-earned dollar have a lot to say about the sport. And I don't like the fact that we allowing some guy to come from somewhere else. No disrespect to him because he getting his hustle on. You know what I'm saying? I'm Brody on the hustle. I respect the hustle 1,000%. But we can't let somebody who never, just indulge in anything when it comes to this sport just take it over with money. Make them earn it. These promoters just going over there. Let's do this. Let's do that. These networks. Let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, where you proud and respect that? Where you proud and respect that? I get it. It's about money, but at the same time, make them learn our way. Don't just let them come over here and start controlling the sport. But I can go on and on and on about it. We was gonna make another episode, but I wasn't gonna hold that one on my chest. What are we doing here? You got anything you want to say about that, Capo?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up and down, no side effects. They selling they soul for $1. And truthfully, they talk about how he's making all these great fights, but what fight is he making that's so great? You got
Please let us know.
you got Chris Eubank Jr. finna fight a welterweight, and they finna fight at a catchweight. A welterweight that's been banned for testing positive for a banned substance.
Right.
So all I'm saying that who's asking for that fight? Who's asking for Terrence Crawford versus Canelo?
Right.
Who's asking for it? So these are the things I'm talking about. The fights we want. I made a video similar to this on my channel, but it wasn't in its entirety, like in detail. But the fight I want, the fights that matter at 135, Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur Stevenson, Baron Trump versus Shakur Stevenson or Tank, Tank versus any champion at 135. Okay, if you're a champion at 135, Tank, right? 140.
Mm-hmm.
Teofimo, I don't even like really saying his name, but Gary Antoine Russell, uh, Devin Haney, not Frank Martin's at 140, so Frank Martin, all of them need to be fighting. Those are meaningful fights. Terrence Crawford at 154, he needs to be fighting Murder Zalev. Sebastian
Mm-hmm.
Fundora,
Mm-hmm.
Virgil Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fights. Madrimov again. Those are fights that needs to be made at 54, not pointless fights. Because now, one thing you pointed out, Coach, that dawned on me is he turning this into like a video game. To
Yeah.
where you could take a fighter who, if he, let's say Nayo Inui, he can buy Nayo Inui and be like, I need you to go fight Tank at 135. Nayo Inui is a 122-pound fighter.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we're getting away from the art of boxing, all the hard work and making weight classes. They're weight classes for a reason. That's all we saying. And he's coming in here unproven, and y'all just bowing down to him. I don't know if you saw this, Coach. They gave him an award for Boxing Manager of the Year. Who is he managing?
Right. Who is he managing? He's managing the promoters because he's paying y'all off to get out of the way and say, hey, let these guys fight on my card. Riata. And he's making the proceeds, and you promoters just sitting there thinking it's cool. Like what? Like we already know y'all some low key low ball and hustlers. That's cool, but at the same time, you're gonna let a dude that's not a low ball and hustler come over here and big ball and not hustle everybody. Come on, man. What we doing here?
And it's taking away the storyline of a fighter. You look at the journey of Errol Spence. You look at the journey of a Gervonta Tank Davis, Frank Martin, a Lomachenko, a Shakur Stevenson. There's storylines attached to these fighters to where you can respect that fighter. When Tank LC come in here and throw money around, there's no more building up a fighter. There's no more having a storyline with a fighter. It's just, hey, I offered you 10 million, fight him. Well, he's at 160. I'm at 135. It don't matter, fight him. I'm giving you millions. So then he go fight him, and then he get his eye broke, Kell Brook, get his eye orbital bone broke. So then now he's ruined as a fighter. So now you done ruined his confidence. He's not as confident because I don't care, and the coach can attest to this. I don't care how much skill you got. If you're not confident, your mental ain't right, it don't matter.
Right. That's the number one thing, mental. And belief in yourself, because this ain't a sport where you just sign up and it's 22 or 32 other dudes on the sideline that you can say, hey, you can look back and pound on your chest and they give you some motivation. This is boxing. And once you get in there, all you got is the oohs and eyes of the fans and your coach trying to guide you down that path. And if you ain't got the confidence or the mental capability to go through and go forth with something like that, then boxing ain't the sport for you. And it is what it is.
That's facts. So we gonna have a whole nother episode dedicated to this. We're gonna do a whole 25-minute episode on Turkey on the Sheet because that is something ain't sitting right in my spirit about Buddy. I'm just keeping it 1,000, and I think Coach on the same boat with me. Like something ain't sitting right with that boy right there, with Mr. Turkey El Sheik. So, we could be wrong. He may be a blessing to boxing, but how he moving, to me, he ain't respecting the sport. That's just my opinion. That's my 2 cents. Shout out to 2 Cents Boxing. Anything else, Coach?
Nah, that'll be it for me.
All right, man. We done reached the end. We done reached the revelation, man. Continue to follow us, man. We're gonna continue to try things on the channel. Y'all see, I put a couple of new little things on there. And go to Mind on Greatness podcast. We got a whole new intro over there. We got some things coming. We got some good football coming on this weekend. So expect the episode most likely next Wednesday. I'm gonna drop that one. But like I said, continue to support the channel. You got any recommendations, put in the comment section. We grown men. We're not running from no smoke. We ain't running from no criticism. Long as you do it in the right manner. There's a way you can correct a man. If you doing it out of hate, you're going to get checked. If you doing it out of love, then, hey, we can receive that pause and we can be able to, make those modifications if need be. But like I told y'all, man, we clutched up, we clutched out. You know what we talking about. I'm Boss. That's Brody. We out of here.
Salute.